What's good, YouTube? Dmgaming here, guys. I want to talk about. I have something I want to say real quick. With Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, it seems that we got exactly what we wanted. Well, me. I did ask for a game where, we could get as powerful as we want, even get to the point of one-shot enemies. And guess what, guys? That really happened. The problem with that is we still want a challenge, just like Goku. He's strong enough to one-shot people, but he still wants a challenge. We still want a challenge, and the game isn't presenting us with that right now, but maybe DLC will fix that. But I had to be like, wow, we asked for that and we got it. But anyway, today I want to talk about the DLC and who is the target audience. That will tell you a lot about what the DLC is going to be like. I'm sorry, that'll tell you a lot about what the future DLCs will be like, as well as anything that they do to the game to fix the game or to change the game, any updates and stuff like that. The reason I bring this up, guys, is because looking at the stuff for the game, I was like, wow, it seems like the target audience is new people. Now, this is standard across the board for the most part. Game companies, developers, publishers, they want to sell games. And so they're going to make their games, market their games and things like that to grow that base, to get more people playing their games. And that's no different with Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. A lot of y'all who followed the channel early on, y'all know how I used to follow Madden. I used to do Madden videos. EA Sports was one of those companies that only thing they cared about was new people. There's nothing wrong with wanting new people to play your game. You want to sell. By all means, do that. But you don't want to neglect the people who have already bought the game, who are playing the game, who plan on supporting the game, who's purchased season passes for your games. You want to keep those people entertained. You want to keep those people in as well. And that's the balancing act. That's the balancing act that needs to go on. And that's what separates games from, oh man, that game is awesome type game, is that right there, that balancing act. So with this new DLC, with the changes that are being made, it seems like their focus is more on drawing new people in. The reason why I say that is because when we look at what they talk about with the game, let's go here. I don't want to add. When we look at what they talk about with the game, what do they say? They say you can even take Super Saiyan God into a new skill. Matter of fact, let's go so we could read it and look at it at the same time. All right, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. It says right here, this content can be accessed anytime during the player's game. Gaming. Why is it doing that? Game experience. No. Game experience. And it will allow for them to use their newly acquired Super Saiyan God transformations during the main storyline. That right there tells me, who are they talking to? They're talking to new people. They're talking to people who hadn't played the game yet, And even with the screenshots, they show Goku against Raditz. Oh, wow, I can fight Super Saiyan God Goku against Raditz. I can fight Super Saiyan God Vegeta against Dodoria. This is going to be really cool. Let me get this game. Let me buy this season pass so I can do this. Sorry, I had to adjust my mic. That's who they're marketing this to. So my question is, what is it in the game for the people who've already bought the game? Like, I'm not bashing Bandai Namco. I'm just putting the truth out there. Y'all know I've always done that. I've always kind of spoken the truth when it comes to things. Some companies, and disclaimer, I'm not saying this is their mindset, but you do have companies who think this way. Well, they already bought the game. A lot of them bought the deluxe and the ultimate edition. A lot of them already got the season pass. We got their money. Let's go get new money. Because you can't get a refund on the game. Even if you trade it in, they still already got your money. So that they already got your money. They already got your money with the season pass. You can't get a refund on that either. So what it what some companies do, they just focus on drawing in new people. That is always part of the game plan, to draw in new people. So I'm not saying that in a negative way, because no matter what game they sell and put out, they're going to try to get new people. Okay. So that goes without saying, but the latter is more of the issue, where it's like, we've got their money, they've got the game. I don't care if they traded in. We've got their money. We're good. Let's just focus on drawing in new people. And that's the issue that Madden had. Madden would put all new game features every month, every year, every new rendition of the game. They would introduce new features, you know, and then they would take some features out, and then later, a couple years later, they would reintroduce them as new features, give them a new name or something to that effect. And they neglected what we call legacy players, people like myself who had played the game since, Sega Genesis, you know, neglecting those individuals. And I don't know, you know, I don't want Bandai to go that route. This game has so much potential, but like we say all the time, that potential is nothing unless it's realized. Okay. Potential is nothing. I don't like using that word, because if you know science, you know, if I have a train compared to, say, a smart car. A train has more potential energy than a smart car does. A train traveling 40 miles per hour has a lot more potential energy than a smart car traveling at 40 miles per hour. Why? Because mass times size is mass and size is the same thing. What is it? Like mass times acceleration equals power. So if you have a train moving at 40 miles per hour and you have a smart car moving at 40 miles per hour, which one is going to hit harder? But that doesn't mean anything if the train is standing still. It's only when that train is in motion where that potential energy is realized through kinetic energy. So it's the same thing with this game. It has loads of potential energy, but it doesn't matter if they don't move, if they don't make stuff happen with this game. And if their focus is just drawing in new people, they're going to do that, because people are going to say, hey, look, this game is super easy. Guys, this is probably the easiest RPG I have ever played in my life. Now, I don't get me wrong. I would love to get to the point where I can grow strong and make the game easier. But guys, you can play this game without leveling. Well, I ain't gonna say without leveling up. The game makes you level up. You can play this game without doing any kind of outside eating from Chi-Chi. You could do this game without doing any kind of outside training, aside from the training grounds where they give you the super attacks. In this game, you could beat the story easy. Now, the only part where it becomes difficult, where you're going to have to level up more or less, is whenever you're facing off against the villainous enemies at the end game. But other than that, guys, you could play this game and beat it. I mean, the NPCs that fly around, they scale to your level. So, you know, but they don't give you a lot of XP. Even with the XP boost, it doesn't give you a lot of XP. But, you know, so honestly, there's no challenge in this game. The most challenging part of this game, and I say this with a grain of salt, because it wasn't challenging. It was still easy to do, but it was still more challenging than the rest of the game, was Vegeta's training in the gravity room. But guys, this is something that, you know, we need a challenge. It's an RPG. There needs to at least be a difficulty option or something to present more of a challenge in this game. Because like I said, I don't mind getting powerful if I want to, but in this game, you really don't even have a choice. You're powerful all the way through, and I get it. You know, you want to make the game enticing. You want to sell the story. The story is already great, but CyberConnect 2, Bandai Namco, you have something here with Dragon Ball Z Kakarot where the story is awesome, but you also have a good game. Like, not many people can say that. It's like, oh, we want to sell the story. You know, they sold this game on the story, the whole nostalgia factor. But guys, you have a good game. You actually have a good game, and you can make it grow and make it even better with minute changes. You can make it even better. So yeah, focus on the story. That's great. It's amazing. The cutscenes and animations are awesome. But you have a canvas here with this game that gives you something great. Please do not just focus on getting new people. There needs to be some focus on pleasing the ones who have been playing the game all this time. And the main thing that I see that people want, is just to make the game a little more difficult. Okay. For example, the time machine. All you have to do is make it to where those guys and the enemies that we face in the time machine will scale up to our level, and thus giving us more XP, and it'll be funner to level up at the end game. And it'll be funner to play through the story again. You can make it to where when we go back in time, it's actually just like really true life going back in. Well, I ain't gonna say true life going back in time, because if we do, then we're gonna be right there with our counterparts. So it doesn't work that way. But at least letting us keep our Super Saiyan skills and stuff. And for all we know, guys, they could do an update, which I think they probably will do an update that'll allow you to keep those skills. But then I don't know, because why would they take them away and then give them to you later on? Just because with the new DLC, they're going to allow you to be Super Saiyan God. So how can you be Super Saiyan God and play through the time machine? That's why I don't think maybe the time machine was going to work. I think that's why I said that they're pushing you to start a new game. But then it's like, okay, if they can do that, then why can't they do it for the time machine? There's so many unanswered questions. And this is why I made the video a while back about transparency. Transparency is needed, Bandai Namco. What are you doing? What is your angle? You know, I feel like we're watching an episode of Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball Super where we think one thing's going to happen and then bam, we get hit somewhere else out the blue. But this is our investment. You know, we need to know exactly what's going on, you know, or why is this like this? Why is the aura charge for Super Saiyan still blue? Like, can somebody talk to, I'm going to try my best to get an interview and find out what's going on. Like, we need answers. Okay. Who are y'all? Do y'all plan on focusing on the people who's bought the game? Or do you have that mindset that, well, we already have their money? Like I said, I know they're trying to get new people in, and that's great. But for the ones who are here, people like myself who've been here since day one, we need more transparency. We need to know what's going on with this game. What are your plans in the future? Like, how do you plan on making the gameplay better? Do you even hear the arguments that we're presenting you, that people are saying make the game a little bit harder? You have balancing in the game, and y'all sold the game talking about there's no balance. I'm sorry, there's no balancing in the game, and you sold the game on that fact, and you talked about how the enemies that we fight would be so much more powerful because they have skills that are available to them that wouldn't be available if there was balancing in PvP. But when we play the game, there is no sense of that. There is no challenge in fighting Raditz. There's no challenge in fighting Nappa and Vegeta. No challenge in fighting Cell. Majin Buu, Kid Buu was probably, yeah. But still, even with them, there was no challenge. Their attacks were repetitive and easy to predict. And for the most part, easy to get away from. I wasn't afraid to get hit with an attack from any boss because I know I could get hit and still win the fight. You know what I'm saying? Going against some of those bosses, like perfect example, the very first fight, Goku versus Raditz, they couldn't even touch Raditz until Gohan came out and smashed Raditz in the chest. Now, even in Dragon Ball Z Legend of the Super Saiyan on Super Nintendo, when you was fighting Raditz, you only took off 1 damage per hit. Until Gohan came out and weakened him, then you could damage him. Why we didn't follow that same route? You know what I'm saying? There has to be something that changes in the game to present more of a difficulty in this game, because otherwise it's just generic across the board. Like, we don't even have the option to lower our level. That would be really cool. Some people even wanted that, to be able to lower our power levels or our character levels at will so that we could control the difficulty of the game. That would be really cool as well. But I don't know, man. I would say let's just come to the table, sit down and discuss it. Like, can I be an ambassador for this game? The voice of the people, as to say, so that we can sit down and say, okay, what do we need to do with this game going forward? Because let's be real, Bandai Namco, you want this game to last at least 2 years. You know what I'm saying? And it can happen. There's so much that can be put into this game that can make it last that long without the need for a sequel and keep people buying multiple season passes if the content is good. So let's sit down at the table and let's talk about this stuff. Like, come on, that's what community managers are for, is to reach out to the community. But nobody's reaching out to me. Nobody's reaching out to Just Saying. Nobody's reaching out to Riken and some of the other Dragon Ball Kakarot content creators. Come on, man. You got to communicate with your fan base. That's how you make games last. It can happen. But who is your target audience? Hopefully it's us. Hopefully it's both of them. It's probably both of them. Anyway, guys, that's all I got for right now, y'all. Till next time, thanks for watching. Peace.